We are live. We are right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. This is the day that the Lord has made. We're rejoicing. We're glad in it. Good afternoon. If you're coming on, joining us live, please do me a favor. Put in the comments what city you are watching your boy from. Please put in the comments what city you're watching me from. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. If you don't know, now you know. I'm your host, Ramonepreston, every Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time. I come here live on this show to give you the game, to share information with you that I know you can use to properly start, properly structure, and properly scale your business, your ministry, your income streams, your wealth building dreams. So I want to say thank you for joining us today on the Ramonepreston Show. Today, I want to talk to you about how can you improve your money mindset? How can you improve your money mentality? Your mindset, mentality, how can you improve it? If there's one thing we need to do in today's world, it is improve our money mentality. So many people today, including entrepreneurs, have the wrong mentality when it comes to money. And you already know, if you got the wrong mentality when it comes to money, most likely you're going to have a problem making money. So today I want to talk to you about how do you improve your money mindset? How do you improve your money mentality? So do me a quick favor if you can. Put in the comments where you are watching me from. I love to know where you're watching me from. My team and I, when we go back after the show ends, we want to look in the comments and we want to see where you're watching us from. We want to know who you are. We want to get feedback, takeaways from you so that we know what we're sharing with you is actually working. Now, we do get a lot of people that respond to us through emails, through DMs and inboxes, through the comment section, just letting us know the show is very helpful and beneficial. As a matter of fact, at least once a week, somebody tells me that they have learned more from the Ramonepreston Show than they have from other people's online courses. I have a lot of people that join our programs, whether it's our online educational program or maybe our coaching program. We have students and clients that both tell us all the time they have learned so much just from watching the show because we share so much information with you. One of the reasons why I share so much information with you is because I want you to know, I want you to be convinced, I want you to be 100% fully persuaded that this guy knows what he's talking about when it comes to business, when it comes to finances, when it comes to holding companies, when it comes to creating financial freedom. This guy knows his stuff. I want you to be persuaded about that. So please put in the comments where you're watching us from so that we can get started giving you some information on how to improve your money mentality. All right, that's what we're going to be talking about today. How do you improve your money mentality? Which, by the way, this discussion that I'm having with you was a discussion that we had last night in our weekly coaching call. Every Monday night, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern, I host a private coaching call for all of our mentees and clients and people that we do a lot of business with. And I was sharing these things with them on what they have to do in order to improve their money mentalities. And it was just an awesome discussion that we had. We had a lot of good feedback, a lot of questions, because truly, y'all, we're in a time, like economically, we're in a time where if you do not have the right money mentality, you're not going to make a lot of money. Because there's so much going on in the world, not just economically. There are things going on in the world politically, racially. There are things that are going on socially. There are things that are going on spiritually, medically. But all of these things impact your life mentally. So if you do not have the right mentality when it comes to money, It's going to be very hard for you to get out here in the marketplace, whether you are a W-2 employee, a 1099 contractor, a preacher, or a full-fledged entrepreneur. I'm telling you, if you ain't got the right money mentality, it's going to be hard for you to get out here in the marketplace and actually make moolah, baby. So now, before I get into the things that I want to share with you on what you can do to improve your money mentality, it's a couple things I want to remind you about, just in case you didn't watch the show yesterday. Few things I want to remind you about, okay? First thing is this. I showed you this diagram yesterday, okay? And this diagram makes up 100% of households in the United States of America, okay? So I want you to take a good look at this diagram, all right? This diagram is an example of 100% of the households in the United States of America, all right? Out of 100% of households in the United States of America, 29% of these households make $32,000 or less, and they are categorically considered to be poor class, all right? Out of 100% of households, 70% of households make up the middle class, the lower middle class, the middle of the middle, and the upper middle class. That's anywhere from 32,000 to 60, 60 to 110, 110 just shy of 400. And then we have, out of 100% of households in America, 1% make up the green. The upper class, 400K to $1 million. Millionaires, 1 million to 10. Rich, 10 million to 100. Wealthy, 100 million and beyond. So this is a diagram of 100% of households in the United States of America. Now, why am I showing this to you? Because I want you to understand, even before we start talking about improving your money mentality, you have to look at this not just from a percentage perspective of how many households in America make a certain dollar amount. You have to look at this from a mentality perspective, because this represents 100% of households and the income that these households make, but it also represents mentalities. There's a different mentality a poor class person has than a middle class person. There's a different mentality that a middle class and a poor class person has from the upper class and beyond. And so you should be thinking not just about being in a certain household in America. You should be thinking about not just having a certain dollar amount, but you should be thinking about what mentality do I need to develop? What mentality do I need to have? Where do I need to prove when it comes to my mentality? Because if I can change my mentality, I can probably change the quality of my household. Can we agree on that? Do you think if you changed your mentality, do you think the quality of your house will change? Do you think if your mentality improved when it came to money, do you think it will have an impact on how much money you make? Like, put that in the comments. Let me know yes or no. Like, be 100, be straight up with me. Do you really believe if your mentality improved, and it doesn't mean that you have a bad mentality right now, but everybody's got room for improvement. So I'm asking you a question. I want you to put the answer in the comments. Do you believe that if your mentality changed about money, do you believe that it will change the quality of your household? And do you believe it would change how much money you make, the quality of your income? Or if you're a business owner, would it change the quality of your revenue? Most of you probably going to say yes, it will. Why? Because your money is tied to your mentality. The quality of your life is tied to your mentality. And so what you and I see going on in the world today, the things that we see going on politically, the things that we have been dealing with for the past couple of years, medically, the things that we're faced with economically, a lot of the things that you see going on, not just in the United States of America, but around the world, all these different things that are going on at one time, educational issues, economic issues, medical issues, political issues, racial issues, social issues. All of these things, they're not just attacking your revenue and your income, your money. They're not just attacking the quality of your household. They are, to some extent, strategically attacking your mentality. Because if your mentality can be beat down, if you can be put in a position mentally to give up on certain beliefs that you might have, or to give up on certain views or values or perspectives, if you can get beat down hard enough and long enough, guess what happens? It will affect the quality of your household, and it will affect the quality of your income and your revenue. And so when you look at this diagram of 100% of households in America, yes, you can easily look at this 1% and say, yeah, but a lot of the people in the 1%, they got it made. They inherited their wealth. What you don't know is, because of a mentality that you might have, a certain set of beliefs you might have, what you don't know is 80% or more of today's millionaires did not inherit their wealth. Did you hear what I just said? These are statistics. These are real stats that exist today. 80 or more percent, almost 8 out of 10 of today's millionaires, they did not inherit their wealth. No one gave it to them. They are categorically self-made millionaires, which means that they had to pull up their own bootstraps, roll up their sleeves, educate themselves in no uncertain terms. They had to change their mentalities, improve their mentalities, and they had to make a decision to get off their behind, get out here in the marketplace and make something happen. So I'm not saying that there are no systemic, racial, political, or social barriers or booby traps that don't exist. Yes, those things exist. But what I'm saying to you is, no matter what type of racial issues, political issues, social issues, economic issues, environmental issues that we are challenged with, we can still make a conscious decision to improve our mentalities. Listen, I'm a black man living in the United States of America. My parents were addicted to crack cocaine. I was raised by my grandmother in the hood. I spent all of my teenage years as a drug addicted criminal. I didn't get saved and get clean until I was 21 years old. But guess what? Despite all the things that I had going against me, the fact that I never graduated high school, the fact that I never had a formal education, the fact that my criminal background is longer than I-95 and 75, the fact that I was a drug addicted criminal for the first 21 years of my life, none of that changed the fact that I still had to wake up and make a decision to improve my mentality to become who I am today. And the fact that I've created a life and a business and an organization and a community that's thriving and successful and expanding every day, it is directly connected to the fact that I had to make that decision to improve my mentality. So just in case you feel like you got every reason to stay stuck, just in case you at a point in your life where you feel like you're being victimized and you are a statistic and ain't no way in this world you can get out of the situation you in because the white man holding you down, the system is rigged. So what? It doesn't matter. You still have to make a conscious decision to improve your mentality. And for all you people that believe the Bible like I do, I'm a preacher of the Bible. I'm a Christian. I'm in the Christian community. I love being a part of the church. Let me tell you something. All those scriptures that you read, especially in the Old Testament, from Prophet Isaiah and Prophet Jeremiah and Prophet Ezekiel and Daniel and the Hebrew boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. What you might not know is almost all of those Old Testament preachers and prophets and patriarchs, they lived in Babylonian captivity. They were never 100% free, but it didn't change their mentality. They continued to improve their mentalities. So I want all of you to look at this diagram to not just see where 100% of households of America are and what class or category of income that they're in, but I want you to see their mentalities, because there's a certain mentality you're going to have if you're living in the poor class. I don't care what you say. See, I done lived in all of these, so I know it's a different mentality. People that I talk to who make less than $32,000 a year have a different mentality from people who make $400,000 a year. People who make $60,000 a year have a different mentality from people who make $1 million a year. And so it doesn't matter what excuse people try to give you, society tries to give you, preachers or family members or you try to give you. There's still going to come a moment in your life, and hopefully today is that moment, that you're going to have to make the decision that if I'm going to live in this green, if I'm going to change the quality of my life, if I'm going to change the quality of my income and my revenue, and if I'm going to live the dreams and the desires that I believe God has given to me, I'm going to have to make that decision by myself and to myself to improve my mentality. Can we all agree on that today? Can all of us agree on that today? Can we all agree? Can we all agree that in order for anything to change, you gonna have to change? Can we all agree on that? I'm gonna say it one more again. In order for things to change, you gonna have to change. And if you ain't changing, it's because your mentality is not changing. Now, with that being said, how can we improve our mentality? Well, first of all, let me give you a definition for what a mentality is. Because the word mentality a lot of times is used synonymous or interchangeably with mindset. So when you think about mentality, I want you to think about a state of being. A state of being. People who have a certain mentality have a certain state of being. They live in this state of mind. In other words, listen to this. A mentality could be viewed as a fixed set of beliefs, perceptions, and attitudes. Okay? So this is a definition of mentality. Okay? The definition of mentality is a fixed set of beliefs, a fixed set of perceptions, a fixed set of attitudes. So I want you to understand this now. People who have a certain money mentality, whether it's a good mentality or a bad mentality, here's what I want you to understand. People who have, and we all have, a certain money mentality. And if you don't know what your money mentality is, let's go back to this diagram. All I need to do, if I needed to know what type of mentality you had when it came to money, all I need to do is look at what income class you're in. And I know you might be thinking, because of a mentality, how you gonna judge me based on the kind of money I make? That's a mentality that you have that makes you think that. Nobody's judging you based on a dollar amount. Okay? Again, there was a time I was beneath poverty financially. I was not making a lot of money. economically, I didn't have a lot of resources and the quality of my life was not well. But guess what? It still reflected a certain mentality that I had. So you have to, and we're going to get into that in a minute, but I want you to understand everybody has a mentality. Everybody has a mentality when it comes to money. And so your mentality is a fixed set. So that means when it comes to money, you have a fixed set of beliefs. Think about some of the things you believe about money. Do you believe money is like not always available? Do you believe money is limited? Do you believe money is scarce? Do you believe money is the root of all evil? Do you believe that money ain't everything? Money don't make you happy? Think about all the things that your mind is fixed on when it comes to money. This is what your mentality is. So a mentality is a set of beliefs, a set of perceptions, a set of attitudes that you and I have fixed in our minds to believe as truth. When here's the truth, most of what we believe about money, let's go back to this diagram. Most of what we believe about money ain't true. This is why we ain't got it. This is why we ain't got it. And especially for people who are saved or spiritual or godly or live their lives biblically, it's very difficult for you to not associate money to evil, probably because of how you've been raised and how you've been taught. Or maybe you were raised in a house by someone who never had money and they never taught you properly about money. They never associated you having money with you having a different mentality. They never associated you having a better quality life with you having a better understanding of what your purpose is. And what happens is we start developing these fixed beliefs about money, which in most cases put a bad taste about money in our mouth. Because since we don't have money, right? Since we don't have money, what we do is we come up with all these justifications why we don't have it, and then we start making sense of why we don't have it, and so we just start checking out. We just feel like, you know what? Money ain't all that. Money ain't everything. As long as I'm happy, as long as I got my family, why I can't have money in that? As long as I got a good job, as long as I got somewhere to lay my head, as long as I got a nice car, as long as I could be a blessing to somebody, why I can't do that and have money? It is because I have a certain mentality that has fixed my mind with a set of beliefs and perceptions and attitudes that makes me think I don't necessarily need money, or it may have convinced me that I don't even want money. And here's what you have to understand. Your money mentality, whatever your money mentality is, your money mentality will influence how you view money and how you pursue money. All right? This is what your money mentality is going to do. Depending on what your beliefs are about money, depending on what your perception is about money, depending on what your attitude is about money, it is going to shape this thing called a money mentality. And your money mentality will, let me put it here, influence how you view money and how you pursue money. So if your view of money is not correct, and that could be either you just don't appreciate money, you don't care about money, you don't see the value in money. If your view of money is not correct, if it's off, It is because your mentality about money has influenced that view. And your mentality, what is your mentality? Your mentality is fixed beliefs. Right? So I want you to see that for yourself. I want you to see how this works. I want you to catch this because I got some things I'm going to share with you that you can do to improve your money mindset. But I want you to just see whatever my fixed beliefs are, things that I started learning as a child, things that my grandma, who did the best she could to raise me, but she was poor, things that she said about money, things she didn't say, things she taught me, things she didn't teach me, things that I heard her mention about money, or whatever it was. Whatever her views were, whatever the things that she believed about money were, either she gave them to me or didn't give them to me, but whatever her lifestyle was, or the quality of her life was, or whatever her pursuits in life were, they help to shape my beliefs. And now we are adults and we have these fixed beliefs about money. And whatever these fixed beliefs are about money, they have developed a money mentality. That's the money mentality we have, right? And then our money mentality has what? It has influenced my views about money. And it has influenced how I pursue money. I hope y'all understanding what I'm saying. So you have to improve your money mentality. Most of the people that I work with who have a problem with certain things in their business mechanically, the reason why they have a problem with their business mechanically is because they have the wrong money mentality. And they don't see that. They just think, oh, I don't know how to sell, or I don't know how to market, or I'm not good with numbers, or I'm not good with systems. No, you're not good with money because your views about money are not correct. Because if you have the correct view about money and you are willing to freely pursue money without all these limitations and these apprehensions and these internal mental issues, you ain't gonna have an issue with sales. You ain't gonna have a problem with marketing. You ain't gonna have an issue with financial systems and operations. You ain't gonna be concerned about all the stuff you gotta deal with to build a business or to become financially free. You ain't gonna have a problem with debt and credit and all the stuff that you gotta do every day to get your life situated financially. You know why? Because you have the right belief when it comes to money. All right? So you don't have to be an expert at sales, an expert at marketing, an expert at financials, an expert at investing, an expert at business operations. You ain't got to be an expert at none of that stuff. If you have the right money mentality and your beliefs have been fixed correctly when it comes to money, you're free to pursue it because you view it right and you're influenced right when it comes to it. All that other stuff will work out. I guarantee it. I guarantee it'll work out. Because let me tell you something. When I started pursuing entrepreneurship, when I made the decision that I was going to be a full-time entrepreneur, I didn't know everything I needed to know about business. I didn't know everything I needed to know about marketing and sales and systems and processes and products and services. I ain't know about all that. But at least I had the right belief about money and I was free enough to pursue it. And I was still limited in my beliefs, even though I built a six-figure company. And I had to reach another point in my entrepreneurial journey where I made the decision that, you know what? I don't want to be here no more. I don't want to be here no more. Because, see, I got stuck in the middle. I got stuck with this comfortable life because I was surrounded by people who made sense of being right here. You get what I'm saying? I was around people who thought, hey, if you make $100 grand a year, You doing the doggone thing. You were successful. It was because of their perspectives about money. It was because of their limited views about money that made me think I was doing something making 100 grand a year, until I realized that based on my desire and my dream for success, when I started tapping into what my real desire and dream for success was, I realized that I had the wrong money mindset. So I hope everybody is tracking with me here so far, okay? So let's make sure that we're clear. Your money mentality, which everybody has a money mentality, your money mentality is your fixed beliefs about money. So if you want to know where your money mentality is, all you need to do is just look at your money scoreboard. How much money do you make? How much money are you generating? What is your net worth? Where are you financially? And when you look at that as a scoreboard, it's going to have a lot to say about where your mentality is about money. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, once you see where your money mentality is based on your fixed beliefs about money, which could be good, bad, ugly, right? That is what's influencing your views about money. And that's what's influencing how you pursue money. So the energy that you need to pursue money is going to come from your money mentality. And your money mentality is coming from, what do you believe about money? What have you learned about money? What is your relationship with money? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it right? Is it off? Is it antiquated? Is it up to date? This is going to have a lot to do to determine where you go financially. So now let me share a few things with you that you got to do in order to improve your money mentality. I shared this with my coaching clients last night, which, by the way, for all of you who do not have a coach, you're not being mentored. Maybe you've never taken the time to really be a part of a real community. Maybe you've never really locked in and focused in on getting educated about money and business correctly. I'm going to really urge you and challenge you before the show ends today to reach out to me, because I want to give you access to my 1-year Millionaire Mentorship program. Like, you got to get out of this mentality thinking that you're going to be successful by yourself and you're going to figure it out Googling your way to the top. If you think Googling your way to the top works, how is it working then? If you think you can just figure everything out watching random videos on YouTube, finding free courses and content on social media, if you think that actually works, why hasn't it worked for you yet? Why aren't you filthy rich doing it yet? You know why? Because it don't work. And it's your mentality that has convinced you to believe you can freebie your way to the top. You can just randomly and recklessly and haphazardly Google your way to success. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna work like that. And you know it ain't gonna work like that, but your mentality prevents you from really pursuing what you actually need so that you can be held accountable and so that you can grow. So what are some of the things that you need to do? The first thing you need to do is, I talked about this yesterday a little bit. If you want to improve your money mentality, if you want to improve these fixed set of beliefs that you have about money, which are probably limiting you from even making money and having enough money, the first thing I really believe you need to do is you need to admit and accept. Now this is going to work on your mind a little bit, because this is going to challenge the way you think. It may even offend you. If you get offended or you feel kind of rubbed the wrong way with some of the things that I'm saying, it's probably because what I'm saying is actually working. It's challenging you to think differently. It's probably forcing you to rethink how you see money. So if you're going to improve your money mentality, one of the first things that you need to do is you need to admit and accept. What do you mean admit and accept? You have to admit you do not know enough about money. Because we always wanna turn a blind eye to the financial elephant in the room. Because again, we get offended. If I show you this diagram and I say this is 100% of households in America, 29% of households are poor, 70% are middle class, only 1% make $400,000 or more a year. If I show you this and say, listen, how much money do you make a year? And wherever you are is who you are. If I do that to you, if I confront you with that, if you have the wrong mentality, you're going to get offended. So if you say, Ramon, I make $25,000 or $30,000 a year, well, you're in the poor class. Oh, don't be calling me poor. I ain't poor. Poor is a state of mind. Broke is this and broke. You got all these beliefs. No, none of that is true. If you make less than $32,000 a year, you are categorically in the poor class. If you're not willing to admit where you are and what that is considered economically, you ain't gonna get away from it. Because you're not willing to admit, I am in the poor class or I am stuck in the middle class because I don't know enough about money. I do not know enough about money to get here. Let me just keep this screen up so I keep reminding you. So when you look at that, I want you to see where you are financially, and I want you to associate it to your mentality. Because what I'm saying to you is, if you're going to improve your mentality, you have to admit that this is where you are and this is where your mentality is. Well, the reason why I only make 50 grand a year because Uncle Sam take too much money out of my paycheck and I gotta pay child support and I gotta pay for my insurance and I gotta, no. The reason why you bring in the money you make is because of your mentality. It's because of your, and I'm preaching to the choir. So I'm not exempt from this conversation. Because I got to address the elephant in the room too. I got to look in the mirror and say, Ramon, here is where you are, but that's where your mentality is. So the moment you can admit where you are, then you can accept the fact that where you are is not where God wants you to be. See, most people can't even admit and accept. Most people won't even get past this first thing to improve their money mentality. Because most people will not admit if they make less than $32,000 a year that they're in the poor class. Most people won't, I ain't finna be saying I'm poor. I'm rich. My father is rich. I could do all things. This ain't got nothing to do with you quoting scriptures, boo. This has to do with where your money is. And your money is tied to your mentality. I don't care how spiritual you are. I don't care how many scriptures you quote. Some of the brokest people in the world are people who are spiritual and who preach, who prophesy, who know the whole Bible. And they're some of the brokest because they are so heavenly bound that they're earthly no good. They do not associate where they are financially with where they are mentally when it comes to money. Because they just think, well, maybe this is where God wants me. You're not willing to admit you just don't know enough. And if you cannot admit that this is where you are because of what you don't know, you will never be able to accept that where you are is not where God wants you to be. This is not where God wants me to be. When I made the decision to admit where I was financially, economically, was because of my mentality. It was because of what I didn't know. I was able to free myself up and accept the fact that, you know what? God don't want me struggling like this. God don't want me to be going through. God don't want me to be stressed out every day, worried about how I'm going to take care of my family. That ain't what God wants for me. God want more for me. God want me to be a blessing to people. God want me to hire people. God want me to help my church. God want me to be a blessing to my community. The moment I admitted where I was, and because of where I was, it was based on my mentality. Let me tell you something. It freed me up. It freed me up to believe that I could have it all if I was willing to admit and accept that this is not where God wants me to be. And I was willing to accept that I could not do it alone. You got to be willing to admit that. So can we just do that today? Can we at least do that today? How many of you can just look at where you are on this screen? Come on, baby. How many of you can look at where you are on this screen and just accept? Let me get this right. Come on. Why are you acting up on me today? This is what you're going to do today? I guess it don't want to work for me. But how many of you today that's watching me, how many of you can at least admit, where you are when it comes to this screen is not where God wants you to be? Oh, well, what's wrong with my screen? Let me see if I can make that work again. Wow. Okay. You just tripping on me today, ain't you? So how many of y'all can admit that? How many of you can at least admit where you are on this diagram is because of your money mentality? It ain't because nobody want to buy your products and services. Because I hear this lame excuse from people all the time. Like, I'm telling you, as a business coach, that's one of the reasons why I don't like coaching people a lot. I'm a business consultant more than I am a business coach. Even though I coach people one-on-one and I work with people and educate them, but I'm a hard person. I'm hard on myself, and I like to be hard on people because when I talk to business owners and entrepreneurs, they always have these lame excuses why they ain't making enough money in their business. Well, the market is just soft right now. I can't market my stuff the way I want to, or I don't know how to run ads, or I ain't got no landing page, or I can't hire no good people. All of that is a lame excuse. You are where you are financially because of where you are mentally. Point blank, period. Whether you accept it or not. I'm going to just be the person to get to you 100. Wherever you are financially is because of where you are mentally. It's something you do not know, or something you know that you're not willing to let go to get new information that's got you where you are. When I came into 2023, and I had a conversation with my wife, and I had a conversation with my staff and my team, and I told everybody, hey guys, listen, I want to take my business from here, from being $1 million business to a $10 million business. I want to be a $10 million business. When I told that to my wife and my team and my staff, right? When I shared this with them, the first thing I had to do was admit the reason why I don't have $10 million yet, and the reason why I can't get past being a millionaire mogul was because of my mentality. I had to admit that, and I had to accept the fact that where I am right now in this lower green is not where God wants me to be, because I still can't do everything I want to do for the people I love. I still can't do everything I want to do for my church. I still can't do everything I want to do for my community, for my tribe. So I don't want to be here. I had to admit it, I had to accept it, and I had to accept the fact that, you know what? I need more help. I need more coaching. I need more mentoring. I need to spend more money to be in the right rooms. Like, I had to accept that. The moment I admitted it and accepted it, it freed me up to start pursuing it. And now I don't have to make sense of staying here. I don't have to justify the decisions I'm making and the moves that I'm making because I've admitted it to myself, to my family, I've accepted it, and now I'm free to pursue it. Are we all on the same page with that? All right, let's get to the next thing. What's the next thing that you need to do? The first thing is you need to admit and you need to accept. What's the second thing you need to do if you want to improve your money mentality? Well, here is what you have to do. You have to wow, I forgot I still got my marker. You have to, come on, baby. I don't know if it's the internet today that's acting up, that's slow or what. But this is just, come on, baby. Like I'm on a roll right now. How many of y'all learned something from just that first thing I shared with you? Did that really like ignite something in you? Did it put a fire under your behind to make you go ahead and just admit and accept that you got to do something different? Okay. So the next thing you need to do is you need to get clear. You need to get clear on what you don't, that's the key word. Come on, baby, don't stop. You got to stop now. You got to stop, Mr. Google. You got to stop acting up on me, bro. You got to stop doing this to me now. You got to get clear on what you don't. See if I can just take my time and write it slow and see if it does it. What you don't want and what you do want. Okay? You have to get clear on this. You have to get clear on what you don't want. Think about what you don't want when it comes to people, when it comes to a certain lifestyle. Maybe you don't want stress. Maybe you don't want negative people. Maybe you don't want to struggle, but you just got to get clear and you need to put a list together on what are the things that I don't want in my life. What is it that I don't want? Most people don't even take the time to really think about what don't I want? Because we always focusing on, well, I just want to get money. I want to get the bag. I want to be financially free. I want to be out of debt. What don't you want? Maybe you don't want to be normal. Maybe you don't want to be average. And if you have a spouse, somebody that you live with, or people that you work with, you need to be clear with them on what you've gotten clear on. See, my wife knows I do not want an average, mediocre life. I made it clear to my wife that I'm not going to live like middle-class people. I am not going to be happy with a couple dollars or with a couple vacations or maybe with a few dollars in the bank or savings account or retirement account. I don't want none of that. I want to be filthy rich. I want to have too much money. I want a legacy. I want it all. But I had to be clear with me and I had to be clear with my wife. So you got to get clear on what you don't want. And you need to be very specific on what is it that you don't want. I don't want broke friends. I don't want miserable people around me. I don't want to be surrounded by a whole lot of stuff that just keeps me imprisoned. I don't want normalcy. Like, I don't want none of that. I don't want to be hidden. I don't want to be unknown. See, some of y'all, when you start thinking about that, you're like, oh, I want to fly under the radar and don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. See, all this stuff starts coming up when you start getting clear. Because what you're going to realize is, oh, wow, it's a whole lot of stuff I don't want that I have. I don't want a normal life. So if I don't want a normal life, that means I'm going to have to do something different. So you need to get clear on what you don't want, and the what may even be a who. Your what may even be a who. So you may have to change the word what to who don't I want? Who don't I want? There are certain people I don't want working for me. There are certain people I don't want to have to see every day and deal with every day. There are certain things I don't want to do, I don't want to have in my life. There are just certain experiences I don't want to have. So you need to put a list of what you don't want. And then you need to put a list together of what you do want. I want freedom. I want to be happy. I want to do what I want to do. I want to go where I want to go. I want to buy what I want to buy. I want to live my life the way I want to live my life. I don't want to have to clean up every day at my house. I don't want to have to wash my own car. I don't want to cut my own grass. I don't want to cook. If I don't want to do it, now I need to figure out what do I need to do to make sure I don't have to do what I say I don't want to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? You got to get clear on this stuff. So that's number 2. Get clear on what you don't want and what you do want. Number three, man, I got so many of them. I'm not even gonna have enough time to share all of them with you. But if you're watching this and you missed our live coaching call last night and you're inside of our program, all you have to do is go back and watch the replay of this. It was powerful. I took about an hour and 15 minutes and we just went deep in this thing. And I'm talking about it was deep. And I know I challenged a lot of my mentees to really step up their game. Okay, what is the next thing? I'm only going to really be able to give y'all one more. Really be able to give y'all one more. So here is the last one I'm going to give you that you got to do in order to improve your mentality. I'm going to give you one more. The last one that I'm going to give you is you got to count up the costs. Okay? You have to count up the costs. Another way of saying this is you have to do the math. Okay? That's the third one. You have to count up the costs. You have to count up the costs. What do you mean, Ramon, by count up the costs? Here's what I mean. You have to do the math. You're going to have to determine how much is it going to take in order for you, let's go back here. How much is it going to take How much is it going to take? Come on, baby. You're going to have to count up the costs and do the math. How much is it going to take for you to get where you want to be? Like, where is it do you want to be? Do you want to make 100 grand a year? That's the middle of the middle class. Do you want to make 400 grand a year? That's upper class. Do you want to make $1 million a year? That's the millionaire class. Like, where do you want to be financially? How much money do you want to make? Right? And once you decide that, now you have to count up the cost and do the math to determine how much is it going to take for you to actually get there. And there are certain areas that you have to do the math in. You have to do the math in the area of your money, the area of your time, the area of your efforts, the area of people. Like, you got to do the math on this. So if you want to be a millionaire, or if you want to make 100 grand a year, $200,000 a year, and you want to be in a certain income class, all right, do the doggone math. Figure out and determine how much is it going to take for you to do that. So for example, when somebody tells me, hey, I want to make $1 million a year. You want to make $1 million a year. You want to make $1 million a year, right? You want to be a millionaire. Okay. My question to you when you tell me that is, what are you willing to do with money to get to $1 million? How much money are you willing to spend to get to $1 million? I ain't got no money. So how you gonna get to $1 million? It doesn't necessarily take money to make money, but you still have to be willing to give up money along the way. So what if it takes 700 grand to make $1 million? Are you willing to spend 700 grand to make $1 million? No, you're probably not. You probably think, oh, I might spend $500 and I'm gonna be a millionaire. Child, please. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. If you think you're gonna spend a couple $1,000s to become a millionaire, this ain't the lottery. Business and success and financial freedom is not Las Vegas. You ain't at a roulette table. You ain't shooting dice. This is not strong arm robbery in the marketplace. It's just no way your mentality is going to make you think you could spend a couple $1,000s and you're going to just become a millionaire. Oh, I forgot. You're following the internet guru who said, oh, it only cost me $160 to open up an online store and I made $100 million. Yeah, but that don't mean everybody else gonna do it. That don't mean everybody else gonna do it. Most people who become financially free, most people who become millionaires, most people who become debt free, most people who build successful businesses like the person you're listening to right now, I'm one of those most people. Most people who do those things, number one, have to invest a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of effort, and they have to give up a lot of people and get new people in order to do all the things that I just mentioned. Period. 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 There is no way I would be sitting here talking to you right now with a successful business, a successful ministry, debt-free, financially free, a seven-figure company. There's just no way I could be saying all this stuff and knowing I'm telling the truth if I did not take the last 20 years of my life and give up a whole lot of doggone money, a whole lot of time, a whole lot of effort, and a whole lot of people. See, this is one of the main reasons why I'm always forcing myself to educate people and to coach people, because I know there are a lot of people who are educating people and coaching people and really selling you a dream to make you think you're going to become successful in business, or you're going to be a millionaire, or you're going to have a lot of money and make a lot of money by doing little to nothing. It's just not true. It's so far from the truth. It's almost illegal. It should be a crime for you to adopt the mentality to think that you're going to be successful on any level and you do not count up the cost. It's going to probably take you a lot of money. It's going to take you a lot of money. So when I talk to people and they tell me, man, I ain't buying no course from you. I ain't finna be buying I ain't gonna be buying no coaching program, and I'm not gonna hire a lawyer. I'm gonna just Google my way to the top and do it. You're not willing to put money in because you value the money you don't have for money you're gonna never get. Like you never get to where you think you're gonna go because you're not willing to give up anything. Okay? So you gotta do the math. How much money is it gonna cost me? How much do I need to invest in myself just to become a different version of myself? How much money do I have to invest? Because even if you invest in sales or marketing or systems or automations or technology, if you do not change your mentality, even when you start getting money, you're going to revert back to doing the same things at some point. That's why most people who win the lottery, they're back broke and worse off within a few years. You know why? Their money changed temporarily, but their mentalities didn't. You need to do the math on how much time. So if you are an entrepreneur, if you own your own business, here's a question I want to ask you. How much time do you spend every day training or role playing or educating yourself on how to be a better business owner? Do you even have access to that type of information or books or curriculum or anything? How much time do you spend every day on your business? How much time do you spend marketing, selling, looking at your finances, how much time do you actually spend learning to become a better business owner? How much time do you spend every day? And if you don't know the time, it's because you haven't counted up the cost. Because you're not strategic. You're just recklessly and randomly and haphazardly waking up every day thinking you're going to throw spaghetti on the wall hoping it stick. Okay, you got to do the math on your efforts. What type of effort? I promise you, it's going to take way more effort than what you think it is. It's going to take way more effort than what you think it is. Because I'm telling you, I put a whole lot of effort behind my business, behind what I do, and it just seems like the more I do, the more I got to do. I came into the office today and I started working on a few projects, and then when I got in the middle of them, I'm like, man, I got like 100 other things I need to do. It's like, man, when is all this stuff going to end? But by the time I get through with these 100 things, I got another 200 things to do. But guess what? I did the math. And then you got to do the math on people. Who do you need in your life to help you along the way? Well, I can tell you one thing. If you need a coach or a mentor, you need to make sure that you have a coach or a mentor that has already done what you want to do. And so for you, if you know this is where you are in your life, you need to change your mentality, you need to educate yourself, you need to be a part of a community that could help hold you accountable to push you towards your success. I put together a Millionaire Mentorship program. It's a 1-year coaching and consulting program. And I've added every component to it that I know any person would need if they want to scale their finances and their business to 7 figures. So if you really want to be a millionaire, if you really want to know how to build a $1 million company, if you really want to know what it takes to start and structure and scale your finances, your revenue, your business to 7 figures, the only way to really know it is to connect with someone who's done it and to learn what they've learned to actually accomplish it. Because if you're listening to people who are telling you what to do, but they haven't done it, you're never going to get there. And if you think you can just randomly go on the internet and just browse around and figure this stuff out without being in a consolidated community, it just doesn't work that way. As successful as I think I am, as good as I might think I am, I still have to have a coach. I still have to have a mentor. I still have to have people who can give me accountability, information, educate me, train me, because guess what? I don't want to be a millionaire. I want to be a billionaire. So that means I've got to get around people who have already accomplished what I've accomplished. And so I want to extend a special offer to you today for you to be a part of my Millionaire Mentorship program, okay? Let me share with you what it includes. It includes 1-year access to my Millionaire Blueprint. So I have an online educational program made up of hundreds of video courses, documents, and forms teaching you all the ins and outs of entrepreneurship, financial literacy, creative tax strategies, investing in real estate, goal setting, sales, marketing, financials, operations, everything you need to build a $1 million company. I have educational courses and content on inside of this Millionaire Blueprint. And so for my Millionaire Mentorship program, I give you 1-year access to the Millionaire Blueprint. I give you 52 weekly coaching calls. So every Monday at 7:00 p.m., I host a weekly coaching call. Everyone who's in this mentorship program, at least the people who show up, they have access to join me for a live, exclusive, a private coaching call where I take about an hour. I do a deep dive into certain topics. Like I mentioned earlier, last night I was talking about improving your mentality. I didn't get a chance to share everything with you, but we talked about these things. We answer questions, we network, and we connect. So I give you 52 weeks of coaching calls. I also give you 1 VIP ticket to join me for my HQ day. This is a headquarter day. This is a concept that I've adopted from my mentor. So this HQ day gives you an opportunity to join me and my team. You can schedule a day to come to my office. We have HQ days scheduled, and you can spend the day with me and my team to literally like look under the hood. Like I wish when I first started 20 years ago that I was in a mentorship program like this where I can show up to my mentee's office and look under the hood to see what exactly did you do to build a seven-figure organization or enterprise. I wish I could have had that. So I want to make that available to you, and you get the Millionaire Blueprint for 1 year, 52 weekly coaching calls, 1 VIP ticket to my HQ day, and inside of my Millionaire Mentorship program, I give you access to 4 VIP tickets. So we host events all year long, because what I like to do is when I get you onboarded to this Millionaire Mentorship program, I want to make sure that you're taking the courses inside of our blueprint, and those courses can complement these workshops. So we have 4 different workshops throughout the year. We schedule them at different times throughout the year. So we always make sure that within that 1 year of you being in the mentorship program, that you can have access to these 4 VIP workshops. So we have a workshop on sales. And in the sales workshop, we literally show you how to put a sales process together. We give you a sample script so that you can use to sell your products and services. We talk to you about your CRM to show you how to put together a good CRM, a customer relations management system. We have a marketing workshop where we share with you a lot of the strategies that we use to get attention, to promote our business, to make conversions so that we can build a pipeline and do business with people, particularly off the internet and through phone calls, through emails and other campaigns. We have a workshop on financials where we teach you about the fundamentals of business accounting. We teach you creative tax strategies. We even have a segment inside of this financial workshop where we show you how to configure a QuickBooks account so that you can track your income and expenses as a legitimate business owner correctly. We also have a holding company workshop, which is probably one of our most popular workshops, because inside of our holding company workshop, we show you how to file and form your paperwork for your holding company, LLC. We teach you how to use your holding company as an asset management company. We teach you strategies on how to run your coaching and your consulting business through your holding company. We help you identify with about 30 different assets that you can accumulate and integrate into your business. So you get 4 VIP tickets to our workshops for sales, marketing, financials, and holding companies. We also give you 1 coaching boot camp. So we have a 1-day coaching boot camp. If you have a desire to become a coach or to build a consulting business or provide educational courses, we have a boot camp and an online course to show you how to actually do it. I built 3 6-figure divisions through coaching, consulting, and education. So I know exactly what the blueprint needs to be for you to do that. And so we give you access to the coaching boot camp and to the online course for coaching and consulting. We also give you 1 ticket to our business incubator. This is an online course and a 1-day event where we teach you about systems and processes. We show you how to put a general operating system together so that your business can function and flow correctly. We also show you how to measure your KPIs, your key performance indicators. See, what happens is when you put a business together and you start marketing your business and making sales, right? At some point, you're going to have to manage the day-to-day operations of all these things that are going on. You have sales operations, marketing operations, financial operations, administrative operations, technology operations. And so we teach you in this business incubator how to actually put a general operating system together so that you can track all the day-to-day activities and measure the impact and the result of what your business is actually doing. So we're giving you all of this inside of this Millionaire Mentorship program 1 year access to the Millionaire Blueprint, 52 weekly coaching calls every Monday at 7 p.m., private coaching calls, a VIP ticket to my headquarter day to join me and my team for 1 day to see under the hood of how we run our company. You get 4 VIP tickets to our workshops, 1 coaching boot camp with an online course, 1 business incubator ticket plus the online course. And we offer this through monthly payments. So even if you can't pay for this in full, we offer you monthly payments. So this program here is a $3,500 program. We're offering it for $2,497. $2,497. And if you cannot pay it in full, we will give you monthly payment options so that you can get onboarded today and you can just start seeing the results. So I have people who join our Millionaire Mentorship program, and I challenge them. I say, listen, here's what you need to do. You join day 1 and you give yourself 30 days, the first month. So you make the first payment, right? If we break it up in 12 months, you make the first payment, and then within the first 30 days, all you need to do is track your progress to see if you've learned anything within the first month. So you can pay 1 payment, make a 12-month payment plan, pay the first payment. You get instant access to the Millionaire Blueprint so you can start educating and training. That'll give you time to come to our weekly coaching calls. If we have any live events that are scheduled within the first month, you can show up to participate in it. And then you can just assess to see what have you learned and how have you grown within the first 30 days. So if you would like to know more about our payment plan option, or maybe you're just like sold, you're like, listen, everything you've said is true. I want to be a part of that mentorship program. I want to get educated, trained. I want to be a part of a community, and I want to learn how to build a 7-figure organization. All you have to do is text the word mentor. Text the word mentor to 678-276-8253. Remember, this is a $3,500 program. We have many people who are in this program who have paid $3,500 in full, and some of them have paid monthly payments, but we are offering it for $2,497. $2,497. If we break that up into monthly payments, that's probably, I think, $247 a month. Like literally, there's nowhere probably on the planet you're going to pay maybe $35 to $40 a week and have 52 whole weeks to be educated about business and finances, to have coaching calls every week, to be able to come to a 7-figure company and literally see how it's ran on a day-to-day basis. You get 4 VIP tickets to all of my workshops. You get a coaching boot camp and a course. You get a business incubator and a course. Like, there's just no way you invest a year into this program and you don't see any success or any change in your business and in your finances. I've got so many success stories. I just told my team the other day, I have to start getting some video clips and testimonials from a lot of the people who are in our program. I talked to someone the other day and they were telling me that they just took a couple of the strategies that I taught them inside of my holding company course, and they implemented those strategies. They have a business, but they also work a job, and they started seeing an extra $1,400 a month. And when they told me that over the phone, I was like, so are you saying you're making an extra $1,400 a month? And they were like, yeah, every 2 weeks, we see an extra $700 just because of the one thing that we learned. I was like, oh my God, can I please get a video testimonial from you? Because people just can't believe this can actually happen when you put yourself in a community to learn what I've learned. Like everything I teach you, I'm doing. So I want you to text mentor to 678-276-8253. Again, this is a $3,500 coaching program for 1 year. And I'm giving you the best of everything I got. I'm giving you 1 year access to my Millionaire Blueprint, 52 weekly coaching calls for 1 year, 1 VIP ticket to my headquarter day, So you can come spend the day with me and my team to see how we run our business, a real location. I have clients that come here and they're like, oh my God, I just see you on the internet so much. I can't believe I'm like in person with you, watching how you run your business. I'm like, this is why I put this mentorship program together. I'm gonna give you 4 VIP tickets to all of my workshops for sales, marketing, financial systems, holding companies. I'm gonna give you my coaching boot camp, online course, and one-day event, and my incubator. This is a one-day event and a course, okay? All you have to do is text mentor to 678-276-8253. And I am not offering it to you for $3,500. I am offering it for $2,497. Now, if you're serious, here's what I want you to know. Anyone who pays the $2,497 in full, I'm giving you a complimentary one-on-one coaching session. So if you pay the $2,497 in full, I'm going to sit down with you in person or via Zoom, and we're going to take about 2 hours or so, and we're going to have a one-on-one coaching session so that I can assess where you are, and we can put a game plan together so that once you start this one-year mentorship program, you already have the trajectory set for you. So if you pay the $2,497 in full, I'm offering a free complimentary one-on-one coaching session. If you are unable to pay the $2,497 in full, then all you have to do is just pay the first payment of $247. And just give yourself the first 30 days to see how much can I learn for $247. I can guarantee you will probably learn maybe $24,000 worth of things just within that first month. Because think about it. If you pay the payment plan of $247 a month for 12 months, the first payment, you're going to get instant access to the Millionaire Blueprint. So you can start training and educating, right? Then the first month, you'll be able to join me for at least 4 weekly coaching calls. And within this month, I'm going to host a live event that you can join me and get training and education and ask questions. There's just no way within the first 30 days you don't see any change. And most likely, if you implement the strategies that I teach, whether you're working a job or running a business, you're most likely going to see an increase in your income and in your revenue. So text mentor to 678-276-8253. We're going to reach back out to you and we will answer any questions that you have, give you more clarity on how all of these components work. And if you're ready, we can sign you up today, give you instant access, get you onboarded so that you can start moving towards becoming a millionaire in real life. All right. I love and appreciate all of you. Thank you for joining the Ramonepreston Show today. We will be back tomorrow right here, same place, same time, 12 o'clock noon Eastern on the Ramonepreston Show.